In Part 39 of Fire Emblem Engage, we start by spending all of our upgrade materials, stat boosters, everything that I've been hoarding all game. I finally decided that, hey, as much as this might have helped us earlier, I don't know, it's one of the things where until the final boss I'm like, oh, but what if I decide to radically change up my team and I invested in someone that I didn't need to? I don't know, it's just a part of my brain that works weird, but I finally decide to actually try and optimize our skills and weapon enhancements and give us an easier time with the final boss, since I have fought it before at this point and it can be a pain. So we start the map with a final talk with Marth, who admits that after the battle it's likely that every emblem we know except for ourselves will disappear. Alir is very distraught and depressed because after losing Lumera twice, he's now going to lose his next longest relationship with the spooky ghost inside his ring. After some more sad talks, we go to confront Sombron. Sombron is impressed by the fact that we actually survived and managed to get here, and tries to strike a deal with us. He just wants to leave this world and go to other worlds. And I mean, that would achieve what we want, which is to protect this world from Sombron, but it feels like we got a trolley problem going on. We can fight him and risk our world getting destroyed as well, or pull a lever and let an unknown number of other worlds potentially get destroyed. Sombron says that he only wishes to invade the other worlds to find the Zero Emblem, which he also calls the Emblem of Foundation, which is an emblem that Sombron was close with in another world, as Sombron also is not from this world. He just wants to reunite with this emblem, and that's been like his overarching goal. I don't know why it involves so much war and murder, but that's another story. Now, even after hearing this sad story, we still try and stop Sombron. We do one last dramatic pose with all the emblems lined up for the camera, and then we start the map. It's a wide open map with only a handful of enemies, but they're all max level and wielding the legendary weapons of each class. And then there's the boss Sombron, who uses Veil's unique tone. We decided the best plan is just to rush in and try and beat a few of the enemies before they start moving, since these enemies are on a delay. Sombron, the archers and healers and mages, they don't move for the first couple turns. So I go, well, let me just rush in. I manage to easily clear out the axe enemies and start on the sword enemies. But I see two spear enemies and decide that maybe I should roll a gotcha and see if I can distract the spear unit. Unfortunately, I'm dumb. I summoned the axe flyer and attacked the lance unit, and they were in the range to provoke Sombron, being my 2 to 3 free turns before he moved had been reduced to 0. We managed to deal with most of the enemies on the enemy phase thanks to Louis, but do have a scare with Madeline nearly dying to Nova, the Brave Magic Tome. We beat all the enemies except for a single healer and Sombron next turn and prep for whatever's going to happen next. Sombron attacks Louis, which he tanks, and now Sombron is sitting in front of my whole squad and is easily taken out. But you didn't really think that was the end, right? It's time for Phase 2, where Sombron is now in his massive dragon form, plus he summons in Dark Emblems, who are the villains of our emblems' respective games. So the gimmick is that Sombron takes reduced damage for each Dark Emblem that is alive, and Dark Emblems take increased damage from their respective emblems. But I couldn't really tell you who they are. Okay. Can you tell me the difference between the Dark God, the Dark Bishop, and the Dark Druid, and which game goes with which one? I didn't bother to look up a guide or anything, so it doesn't really matter since they take normal damage from everything. It's just bonus damage from their respective emblems. So a total of 8 Dark Emblems, 4 initially and then 4 that come later, with a bunch of enemies and eventual reinforcements. So I split the squad in 2 so they can take care of the Dark Emblems, who are surprisingly easy to beat, as they're essentially just normal enemies but with a second health bar. With the Dark Emblems beaten, we get to wail on Sombron at full strength. Now he has 4 health bars with 100 HP in each bar, but I'm averaging 60 to 80 damage per turn, and that is before crits. We managed to burst down all 4 of his health bars in a single turn without even using our Goat Boucheron. And with that, it's over. Sombron tries to summon the Emblem Foundation one last time and seems to see him and feel happy for this moment, even though we don't know what's going on. He might be hallucinating because he's dying. We then go back to Somniel and say our goodbyes to the emblems, and with that, the credits roll. We got a final picture of Alir with all of the emblems, and then a cutscene of Alir getting ready for his coronation to become the next Divine Dragon. And he talks with all the emblem rings, wishing that they were here. He then tries to summon Martha one more time, and of course fails, but he had to try. He then gets dragged away by Vale to all of his friends, and they leave to go to the coronation. After everybody leaves, the emblemlings all glow, setting up a sequel or trying to be a happier emblem ending or whatever it's supposed to be. With that, that's all of Fire Emblem Engage. We completed the base game, the DLC, everything. It's been a fun journey, full of some really good maps and some really bad ones. It's always interesting to try characters that you didn't use in a previous run, and there's still many that I haven't tried yet. Listen, it's always interesting to try out people like Tamara, surprisingly strong, but really what I've learned from trying out those new units is that Boucheron is based.